Hi, everyone. We're at Eastern High School for another exciting round of Academic Jeopardy. I'm your host, Charles Wade. With us playing today are Shauna, Josh, and Sam. They're all members of the Academic Decathlon team here at Eastern High School that next week, in the second week of March, is going to be competing for great prizes, including to go on to the national competition in Hawaii. So this is part of their training, and I'm sure it's going to be a great game. I should also warn the audience that the format will be a little bit different because the questions are coming from the Academic Decathlon. So, Academic Decathlon, by the way, is a competition involving, as you can probably guess, 10 different events in which the people compete, such as interviews, essays, but also for knowledge. And here we go for the knowledge part. Let's get to the game board.
This is Jeopardy! Today's Jeopardy categories are...
First category is called Super Quiz. This comes directly from Academic Decathlon. Our next one is going to be Social Sciences. The theme for Social Science this year was China. Art, this will also be themes dealing with art from China. Music, as you could probably guess, from China. Language and literature, and most of this was concentrated on the book The Good Earth by Pearl Buck, published in 1931. And last category is economics. And I can see the person in control of the board is going to be Sam. Sam, where would you like to go first?
Social sciences for 600.
Social sciences for 600. Which term has come to mean assimilated into the Chinese system of beliefs and practices? And the first person? Yes, Josh.
Sinicized.
Yes, very good, actually. Excellent job. Quickly got some points. That means you also have control of the board. Where would you like to go?
Same category for 400.
Okay, just a little bit higher up, 400. You found our daily doubles. Congratulations. You get to wager up to 1,000. You currently have 600.
Let's do 100.
Not a betting man, huh? Okay, for 100, your chance. Your question is, where in the U.S. did Sun Jong-san conduct a lot of fundraising?
Los Angeles.
Incorrect. He did a lot of his education in Hawaii, so a lot of his fundraising was done in Hawaii. And for the audience, you may know this person as Sun Yat-sen, which was his older English name. Okay, you still retain control, though. You only lost 100.
All right, social science for 200.
Okay, social science for 200. Which two Chinese parties competed for power after World War II? And we have Sam.
The Chinese Communist Party and the Nationalist Party.
Excellent, very good job. You also have control.
Same category for 800.
Yes, for 800. In which year did Deng Xiaoping surrender his last official chairmanship? Yes, Josh.
1985.
Very close, but incorrect. Not even a guess. Okay, 1989. And of course, it is slightly confusing because he did manage to stay in power, at least behind the scenes. But in 1989, he resigned his chairmanship of the military committee. You still have, oh, I'm sorry, Sam, you have control.
Lane and Lit for 400.
For 400. When Wang Long says, to those at the great house, it means nothing. But to me, it means how much. What is he referring to?
The House of Huang.
Correct. He was very much into land, including his own house. Okay, you have control and you've managed to get back into positives.
Yes. I will take social science for 1,000.
Very brave man. And this will end this category. 4,000. In which formative year did several million Red Guards journey to Beijing to meet with Mao and participate in 8 massive demonstrations?
No, 1956.
Incorrect. Unfortunately, that brought you back into the negatives.
Yeah.
But we know you won't stay there for long.
Some loose
Wrong decade, 1966. And of course, as everyone knows, that actually started what's known as the Great Cultural Revolution. Perhaps as many as 500,000 Chinese people might have died during that time period. So, you do have control of the board.
Let's go language and lit for 200.
Okay, language and lit for 200. What is Olan doing when she goes into labor with her second child?
She's working in the field.
Yes, excellent job, Shauna. And Shauna gets on the board, she has 200 points, and she has control. Where would you like to go?
Langlit 600.
600. What one thing might keep the youngest son from leaving to be a soldier?
Oh, is it me?
Did you put it in? My apologies, yes.
Oh, I didn't know if it was me or him.
Airplane 1.
Oh. Then the thing that might have kept him from going to be a soldier would have been getting Pear Blossom.
Did you get what again?
Pear Blossom, a little slave girl.
Yes, the concubine. Correct. Very good.
Langlit 800.
Okay, language and lit for 800, still from the same book. What does Pear Blossom promise to do after Wang Lung's death? And you
Take care of the little fool, or Wang Lung's daughter.
Good, excellent.
And same category, 1000.
And this one, this category, this one is not from the novel. In the poem, The River Merchant's Wife, what does the wife see in pears, the sight of which makes her sad? The answer was butterflies. The line goes, paired butterflies are already yellow with August. Okay, makes her sad.
Art for 200.
Art for 200. What is a tessera? No answers? Okay. A tessera is a small piece of stone or glass that's used to making mosaics.
Oh.
You
Same,
still have control of it.
same category, 400.
Same category, 400. What were the scholarly elite known as in China?
Scholarly elite mass. Oh.
Literati.
Oh.
Okay. Literati.
Super Quiz 200.
And again?
Super Quiz 200.
200, thank you. Super quiz 200. What is China's largest or longest river?
The Yellow River?
Incorrect.
The Yuan River? What? Like Y-U-A-N or Yuan?
I'll have to say incorrect based on what you're saying.
No idea.
I'm sorry?
I have no idea.
No idea, okay. The modern Chinese name for it is Chang, or Changyi.
Oh.
And actually, we would have called it, back in my younger days, the Yangtze. The Yangtze River is the longest river in China. Third longest in the world. And we have you still in control, Sean.
Super Quiz 400.
Super quiz 400. What is China's largest lake? Qinghai, which is also the name of the province that it's located in, which is the source of several of the major rivers of Asia.
Economics 200.
Economics for 200. Change the category. With few exceptions, most of the rich countries are located in the blank regions of the globe.
Blank regions. Great.
Yes, Josh.
West regions.
Not the West.
All
Incorrect.
right. Totally different.
They're just looking for the simple answer, north. The northern regions of the world have the richest countries. So far, we have an interesting game going on. Shona has managed to pull ahead with 1,400 points, thanks to a lot of the literature questions. Then, technically, in second place is Sam with 0 points. And of course, last, but answering very bravely on a number of questions, is Josh with a negative 1,100 points. Anything can still happen. We still got a lot of points on the board, and we still have double jeopardy. So, we still have control to Sean.
Economics 400.
Economics for 400. The price paid for the use of capital is called.
Oh, the price paid for the use of capital.
Investment?
Not investment. Yes, Josh.
Cost.
Not exactly cost.
Opportunity cost.
we're getting slightly confused, and that's okay, but
Okay.
not correct either.
Okay.
It's actually a simple answer. You'll hit yourselves in the head when we say it. It's interest. Just simply, it's the interest that's the price you pay for doing capital. Okay? Sean,
Economics 600.
600. The amounts of real output that buyers collectively desire to purchase at each price level is called,
Demand?
not demand. It's a particular type of demand. Aggregate demand would be the proper way. And Keyes economics heavily talks about aggregate demands and aggregate demand curves. Sean, it's still control.
Music 200.
Music 200. What is the overall timbre of the quin?
Oh.
Similar to that of a piano.
Oh.
Similar to that of a piano. And interestingly, one of the more famous pianists in the United States has the name Quinn. So interesting. I
Art.
thought so.
Art 600.
Okay, art for 600. How did Zhang Zi prefer to be paid? Yes, Sean.
In like cash.
Yeah, cash, money, basically. Yeah. He's a famous artist from, I forget, 17th century, 18th maybe?
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there.
Art 800.
Art for 800. In what country or countries was porcelain made during the Yuan dynasty? And we have
China?
China, yes.
Oh.
Perhaps the easiest question we asked yet. Where would you like to go?
Let's finish the category art for 1,000.
Art for 1,000. How were the landscape scenes placed on the cricket container? They were basically incised with a hot or heavy material object. Okay.
Super quiz for 600.
Super quiz for 600. Back to this category. What are the world's largest and coldest mountains?
That would be the Himalayas.
Slightly incorrect. We're going to go slightly north into Tibetan mountains. Okay.
Super quiz for 800.
Super quiz for 800. What is the lowest point in the Chinese region?
The Yellow River Basin.
Not incorrect. The Turfan Depression is the lowest.
Super quiz for 1,000.
Super quiz for 1,000. What do Su Fan Kun records indicate? Shauna.
They indicate like precipitation levels like snow and rain.
Correct. And they've been kept since the late 1700s.
Economics 800.
Economics for 800. The Federal Reserve System includes blank Federal Reserve District banks. Yes,
596.
not 596. They're all labeled on the back of your bills, but there are 12 such banks. There are 12 such banks. I'm very curious, why 596?
First number popped in my head.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Economics 1,000.
Economics for 1,000. Since 1993, more than blank billion in foreign direct investment has flowed into China. Yes,
5.7 billion.
billion, incorrect.
$30 billion?
I'm sorry, please repeat.
30 billion?
30 billion would be more close to it. Yes, correct. Okay? We would accept it anything starting at 20 billion, actually. So,
Music for 400.
music for 400. Chen Yi was the first woman in China to achieve
Political status?
a what status?
Political status?
No, incorrect. Category is music. Yes, Sean.
Musician status?
Not musician status. Tempting, huh?
Composer status.
I can't go with composer status either. Basically, she was the first one to achieve a master's in music in China at the Conservatory of Beijing.
Music for 600.
Music for 600. Which Chinese instrument is similar to the lute? The pipe. Okay, the pipe. Which very much does look like a lute.
800.
800 now. What genre of music in China is used as scholars' music? Yes,
Court music.
not court music. If we go back to thinking about the thing that sounds like a piano, they're called kin compositions. Kin compositions. And the last one here, so no real choice about it. What genre is the basis for the Yellow River Concerto? Yes.
That kin type of music. Kin
Correct,
composition.
cantata. Very
Cantata?
good.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, the Yellow River Concerto started as the Yellow River Cantata, which is known during World War II to have enabled a lot of people to resist the Japanese. So, we are done with single round of Jeopardy. Let's get to meet some of our players now. So, Shauna, please tell us who you are, just a little bit, what grade you are here at Eastern High School, and any future plans.
I'm Shauna Ryan. I'm a senior here at Eastern, and when I graduate, I plan to go into biosystems engineering and entomology.
Excellent.
I'm Joshua Hill. I'm in 12th grade, and I plan on not doing anything that involves China.
That's kind of sad. I would love to visit China, but I know not to take you.
Yeah.
I'm Sam King. I'm a sophomore. I'd like to give shout outs to LaQuisha, LaFonda, and my homeboy Nate Dogg.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, let's move right along to Double Jeopardy time.
And now, Double Jeopardy. Today's Double Jeopardy categories are
First one's going to be, what is climate?
What is climate?
Second one, historical evidence of past climate variability. Factors that actually control the climate. Habitability of other planets, or plantes, I suppose. The greenhouse effect and human contribution. The impact of climate on human activity is the last one. So, Josh, you get to have control.
All right, so how many points do I have?
Oh, let's go through the points. My apologies. Right now, Shauna's in the lead with 2,200 points. Then in second place with negative 400 points is Sam. And in last place, Josh, unfortunately, negative 4,100 points.
That's not that bad.
Okay? But as you know, all the points are doubled in Double Jeopardy, and there's going to be 2 opportunities to get even more.
Oh, what is climate for 400?
For 400, you said?
400.
400. What is the biosphere?
It's all the living things.
Correct. It is the area with all the living things on it, or within it.
What is climate 800?
Now for 800, what is the IPCC? Josh.
The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change.
Correct. Very good. And it is an international organization, originally started by the United Nations, I suspect,
Yeah.
UNESCO maybe.
What is climate for 1200?
1200. The proportion of radiation reflected away from a surface is referred to as the
Earth's albedo, or just albedo.
albedo in general. Correct. Very good. Okay.
What is climate for 1600?
What is climate for 1600? Congratulations, Josh. This is your opportunity now.
Secondary
You currently
level.
have negative 2,100 points, but you can now wager all the way up to an additional 2,000 points, which will get you very close to positive territory.
That would put me really in negative wrong. Let's go with 500.
500.
500.
For 500, How do the phytoplankton affect the climate on Earth?
They absorb some of the incoming solar radiation. Yeah.
Incorrect.
Right.
They're the ones who actually, of course, absorb, of course, they consume carbon dioxide. They reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, that was a pretty stupid answer I gave.
You still have control.
What is climate for 2000?
For 2000, what is the function of the station at Cape Grim, Tasmania?
Oh, Tasmania. Crap. Measure CO2 levels in the atmosphere.
I will accept it's actually for many different climate monitor readings, but CO2 is one of the prime ones. Okay, and it's a beautiful area too.
All right, let's do other planets for 400.
Okay, other planets for 400. What accounts for the diminished effects of craters on Earth?
Our thick
Yeah.
atmosphere?
I'm sorry,
Thick atmosphere?
I cannot accept it.
Weathering,
I'm sorry?
like weathering.
Yes, weathering or erosion is what we were looking for. That is what creates the diminished look of craters on Earth. Okay?
Other planets for 18.
Other planets for 800.
Blech.
Sagan and Baker in the 70s suggested that valleys on Mars were created by, Josh,
River, water.
basically running water. Not
Yeah.
sure how stable the rivers were. And of course, Sagan is from the best university in the world, Cornell. Best.
All right. What kind of points do I have now?
Oh, my apologies. Your points are now positive 200. You're in
Nice.
second place.
All right. Other planets for 1200.
Other plans for 1200. How large are channel outflows on Mars estimated to be? This is a particularly difficult question.
Yeah.
They're approximately 200 kilometers wide and 2,000 kilometers long.
That is long.
You still have control.
Greenhouse effect for 400.
Greenhouse effect for 400. List some basic fossil fuels.
Gasoline?
List one more, please.
Just,
I'll have to say incorrect then.
yeah.
Yes, Sean. Got it.
Oil or gasoline or petroleum, and then coal and natural gas.
Very good. Okay. Natural gas is not necessarily one though.
Really? Oh, well, coal. Greenhouse effect for 800.
Greenhouse effect for 800. Earth's 22,000-year orbital is referred to as its
Moon?
no, not its moon. No one answered. It's called precession. The Earth actually precesses on its axis much like a top does. So where the current North Pole points to will eventually change. And to do a complete revolution takes 22,000 years. Or in other words, 11,000 years from now, what we call winter will take place during the so-called summer months. That is, your coldest days will be in July. So,
Only 22,000 years. All right, greenhouse effect for 1200.
okay, greenhouse effect for 1200. For which geological period did the Vostok ice cores provide details for?
The Eemian period.
I need an outside judge expert. I've never heard of that period. Okay, I'll have to say incorrect. My apologies.
That's a period.
The only answer I have is 400,000 years. Okay, that's the answer I have. And I did not memorize the eras of the Pleistocene.
Okay. Weird question. 1600 for greenhouse effect.
Greenhouse effect for 1600. What major European events parallel dramatic decreases in carbon dioxide levels?
Little ice age.
Incorrect.
Not gonna make it again.
During the bubonic plague, with fewer people and fewer cattle and fewer fires, we had lesser carbon dioxides.
Okay. Let's go on another one. Climate history for 400.
Climate history for 400. What are tree rings important to ecology?
They can show how the climate was during those years. Like if there are regular rings, then it
I will
was
accept
a
the
regular
answer.
climate.
Precipitation levels.
Climate history 800.
Climate history for 800. What climate condition is represented in a tree ring data?
Temperature?
Temperature can be, yes. Also, of course, water moisture,
Yeah,
precipitation.
Let's go to control factors for 400.
Control factors for 400. Which portion of the electromagnetic spectra is considered long wave? We have
Infrared, TV, microwave, radio.
correct, yes. All of those are longer waves than visible light and, of course, X-rays.
All right, so it should have been portions.
I should mention the score since you can't see. 3,400 points for Shauna, she's in the lead. Second place is Sam with negative 800. And in third place is Josh with negative 2,200.
Oh, I got done fast.
Let's go to climate history for 1200.
Climate history for 1,200. What kind of plant thrives in dry, cold climate?
Grass.
Correct, okay? It's the type of grass that grows in the steeps area. So sometimes they're referred to as steeps grasses.
All right. Control factors for 800.
Okay, control factors for 800. List the parts of the visible light spectrum. Josh.
Red, blue, there's red, orange.
Not enough time, I'm sorry.
Darn it.
Sean.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
Correct. Okay, often referred to as Roy G. Biv.
I was trying to think of what you did.
Control factors for 1200.
Control factors for 1,200. The region located at 23.5 degrees north is referred to as Shauna.
The Cancer.
Not enough time.
Sorry.
Sam.
The Tropic of Cancer.
Correct. It is called the Tropic of Cancer. Became a tongue twister, I suspect.
Yeah.
Control factors for 1600.
Control factors for 1,600. The region located at 23.5 degrees south is referred to as.
Tropic of Capricorn.
Correct, yes.
Control factors for 2000.
For 2,000 and in this category. You found the other daily double. We should say that Sean is in the lead with 3,000, but now you're really close at positive 2,000. And not too far behind, really, Josh, is negative 1,800. Okay? How much would you like to wager? You can't go all the way up to 2,000. A wager for 1,000 and you get it means you're tied for the lead.
I'll bid 1100.
1,100, a chance to take the lead. How is heat defined?
The total kinetic energy of a substance.
Correct. Those who take physics with me, you know that actually this term should be called internal energy. But, correct.
Let's go climate history for 1600.
Climate history for 1,600. What time frame is represented by the Volstock ice cores? And funny enough, it's part of that other question we had before about Volstock ice cores. So it's the same answer, 400,000 years.
Oh,
Four different
no.
particular ages, 400,000 years is the oldest age.
All right.
Okay. Oh, and for those at home, this is actually an ice core that goes down about 3,000 feet into the ice of the Antarctic. And from it, we can piece together information about the climate for the past 400,000 years. And Sam, you have it.
Climate history for 2000.
Climate history for 2000. What was the Younger Dryas? Shauna.
It was a change toward more glacier-like climate.
Correct. It was a change back into another ice age, very soon after another one that took place in North America and Europe some 7,000 years ago. And by the way, if there's a younger one, is there an older one too?
Yeah, there actually was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is an older one too. So, and we suspect that that climate change took place within a decade. So it's interesting to research that to see what kind of possible change we might face in the same type of decade. And Shauna, you have control.
Climate in humans 400.
Climate and humans for 400. Is climate change predictable?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, Josh. You have-
Yes.
I have to accept that, yes. It is somewhat predictable.
All right, climate and humans for 800.
Climate and humans for 800. What is the role of the IPCC? And Shauna?
To try and predict these climate changes and prevent like majorly radical ones.
Your answer is acceptable. Thank you. Climate, I'm sorry, Shauna.
Climate and Humans for 1200.
For 1200, I was guessing you were going to go there. Which government agency has the biggest role in monitoring climate?
This is the IPCC.
No, our government, unfortunately, should have said.
The Environmental Protection Agency?
Not acceptable for climate. Okay? EPA has a role, but it's not really dealing with climate. It's actually NOAA, the people who bring us the Weather Channel and stuff. They actually measure the climate changes. Oops.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to
I
answer
wasn't
that.
supposed to answer that.
Climate and Humans 1600.
You can hate me later. How did NASA contribute to the climate study? Yes,
They
Sean?
monitored global weather patterns
I will accept it. Okay? From where?
from space.
Yeah, of course. I think that was perhaps obvious to everyone.
This Climate and Humans for 2000.
Okay, Climate and Humans for 2000. What is Paul Epstein's position to climatology?
Oh.
Yes, Josh.
That the IPCC's predictions on how the climate's changing, it's not that bad.
Incorrect. Okay, Paul Epstein actually is more on the health side. So he actually studies the effects climate has in diseases and epidemics. So, sorry, I goofed up again. But, like I said,
Other planets for 1600.
this time I'll be quiet. The Martian rock glaciers are most similar to which landmass in the U.S.?
Greenland?
No, we'll have to say incorrect. Yes,
Glacier National Park?
where is it?
I have no idea.
I think I have to accept that answer because that is a correct statement, yes.
All right.
Okay. It would have been just in general Alaska and Antarctica.
Okay.
I do not know of those patterns in Greenland. So,
All right. Other plans for 2000?
other planets for 2000. The pitted terrains on Mars are similar to Earth's thermocasts. When permafrost actually disappears, like it is in Alaska, it leaves behind big crater-like regions in which the ground actually caves in. And these regions can be visible for miles around, and they're called thermocasts.
Greenhouse effect.
Greenhouse effect
2000.
for 2000, and the last one for our daily. What are white aerosols? Okay, they actually are particulates that are derived from sulfates. Okay, and that ended that one. We have a correction that I was just told by our outside judge expert that Sam should actually have an extra 1,100 points because it was not placed into the double category. So that means we have Sean in the lead with 7,400 points. That means that Sam actually has 300 points, and Josh, you won't be able to participate in Final Jeopardy. You have a negative 3,000 points. So now we'll move on to Final Jeopardy.
And now, Final Jeopardy. Today's Final Jeopardy category is
Our category is Language and Literature from the book The Good Earth by Pearl Buck. Please write your wagers now. What are the names given to Wang Lung's first and second sons by their school teacher? Okay. just can't get enough of that music. So let's look at the wagers and see what kind of answers we're going to be having.
I wagered 300.
So Shauna waged 300, and the answer she gave was,
Nang Wen and Nang En.
those are correct.
Wait, 299.
300.
300, my apologies.
Our Jeopardy winner is
Well, we didn't quite get to Sam's answer. Sam, you want to say your answer?
Huang He and Pu Yi.
That was incorrect, okay? And you did wage 299, though it didn't quite matter. And of course, Shauna, you are our winner. Congratulations for winning. I wish your team very much best luck in the academic decathlon, okay? And to the audience, thank you. We'll see you again the next time we play Academic Jeopardy.